Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a 2v2 Brave Noob world sent to Snipermonkey. Email address in the description. Thank you very much, Snipermonkey, for screening all of the replays that were sent to you for Brave Noob World this week. And yeah, he's not getting very many of these, so if you're a Bronze or a Silver League player, or you know someone who is, go ahead and send your replay to Snipermonkey. I guarantee he will watch it and recommend the best to me, and then I'll cast it. So here we are on Effervescence. Team Captain America is the Red Terran player. It is ImFaDeD, and his teammate, the Blue Zerg player, Castaway. On the other side of the map, it is the Purple Protoss player, Rocker, and the Teal Protoss player, CrestForever, with the Samwise DDA portraits spinning there in the sun. So beautiful. 2v2 map, Effervescence. I like it quite a bit. It's a pretty good map. Except for the fact that there are no places to put overlords where there's high ground and they're not going to get slammed in the face by anything that can see them. Oh, hold up. Did they see that? Oh, saw it. Beautiful scout there. Intending to, I think, check for proxies on a certain level and checking to see, maybe going for a proxy himself here, is Rocker. But he sees the proxy barracks getting tossed up by ImFaDeD, who does have a barracks coming up back home as well, which is nice. And a very fast pool here with an evolution chamber out of Castaway. All right, man. If you're getting an evolution chamber this fast, you surely better get upgrades for it. Is all I'm going to recommend. And, the barracks finishes. The probe went too far out. Although the barracks is going home. The barracks recognized it got scouted here, so that's bad news. CrestForever. Did CrestForever go Nexus first? CrestForever went Nexus first with a Forge. What on earth is happening right now? What an interesting build. I do not recommend going Forge into an expansion on this map. It's really hard to hold against Zerglings. If Zerglings showed up now, I think everything would just die. I understand that you want to go ahead and throw up some cannons at the front, but they're not done yet, and there's a big wide area the Lings can run through, and sure, some of them are going to get killed, but if this was a player who was a little bit on top of his speed upgrade, he'd probably have it by now, and maybe he'd have some kind of another armor upgrade as well. Let's take a look. Let's see, Castaway has 28 gas. Oh, there we go. Just started +1 melee at 230. So if you're doing this as a Zerg player, by all means, be aggressive with it. If you're going to go this fast with your pool and your evolution chamber and your extractor, get out there and start killing stuff. At least poke around and see what's going on. Like, I appreciate that you're running, maybe checking for proxies from your enemies, but there is a window here where you need to get damage done because you're behind economically. Look at this. Again, CrestForever has got 2 bases rolling. They're Falcon Paladin clan people. Aha, that's what we're looking at here. Fair enough. I should update the clan tag. I just had that thought. I've got a new logo for StarCraft 2, and since the clan is StarCraft 2, we should absolutely update that. I'll have to do that after this game. All right, so Concussive Shell coming in here from the Red Terran player, as well as a couple Reapers, interestingly enough. Is he going Mass Reaper with like a Marauder follow-up? Seems possible. I don't know why we're gathered over here. I guess... See, here's the thing. You're going for a Baneling Bust. You don't know what this is. You haven't scouted this at all. Team Captain America absolutely needs to get a scout off of some kind. Send an Overlord over. Send a Reaper to hop up. Right? This is what we're trying to do. Is hop up a Reaper and scout stuff off. But... Alright, well, I guess you could bust this cannon at least. Trying to maybe... Oh, going after the one pylon. And it does depower both cannons. Secondary pylon going to try to come up, but it's extremely vulnerable. 2 Reapers at 4 minutes is not a great number, but that's why this is a Brave Noob world. This is lower level stuff for sure, and pretty decent control from ImFaDeD. That is not bad at all. So the front door is wide open, and all of a sudden, CrestForever is in a huge amount of trouble. Do you literally have nothing, CrestForever? CrestForever has a Zealot, which is not a great amount of things. Don't fight Stalkers with your Reapers, though. Never a good idea under any circumstances at all. And it seems like Castaway is just totally fine sitting down here with his Lings and, I guess, killing whatever comes near. He's got more Lings coming in, so I do like this. I mean, if you're going to pressure, keep pressuring. 1 base Spire. What on earth, Castaway? Do you think this is Brood War? One Base Spire is not a build. Get an expansion, you crazy person. You don't have enough gas to make Mutalisks off of one base that are going to do anything. Or I guess maybe Corruptors, but I don't know what use they'd be here necessarily. So 4 Reapers for my ImFaDeD. And ImFaDeD's spending his money pretty well. He's not fully saturated on his main base. You really do want to have at least 16 workers here. Maybe even more, according to what AlphaStar has taught us about saturation levels on our bases. Yeah, Zealots. It's about 4 Lings per Zealot. So if you're going to attack 2 Zealots with fewer than 8 Zerglings, you're going to have a bad time. The Reapers are fighting Stalkers, man. It's kind of sort of working out for him. Bailing's just wandering on in, accomplishing almost nothing there. I've never seen this few Reapers fight against a Stalker like this. It's kind of incredible stuff. KDA charge finishes it off. Dude, ImFaDeD doing some work here. But more and more Stalkers keep coming in. It's just not going to be a cost-efficient trade to fight Reapers with Stalkers. It's not that it's impossible. It's just you're going to lose too many Reapers to make it worth it in the long run. As we see, all of the Reapers are ending up dead there. So Rockers, unfortunately, at 15 workers, but... What is it? There's 7 here. Some of these idle? Some of these are idle, but they look like they're following. Oh no! A whole bunch of those probes are following another probe, so it doesn't show as idle, but they're not actually harvesting. That's so bad! No, Rocker! Rocker, no, figure it out. I've been there before, man. I have been there where I'm like, oh my guys, they're following something for some reason. Oh, that's incredible stuff. And yeah, I mean, if you're gonna Link Flood, Link Flood with more than like 8 Zerglings. Finally expanding here is Castaway. What's he doing with his Spire? The answer is nothing. He has no Mutalisks, no Corruptors, no nothing at all. Is he spending his money? Castaway is, yeah, 300 mineral. Oh my gosh, is that a hive? What is he 2-base hiving? I must know what Castaway's plans are because they are intriguing to me, is what I'm going to call it. I like this push out of Rocker, I really do. We've got Stalkers, we've got Zealots. The opposing force seems to be really only making Zerglings for the most part, which is fine. The problem is the Terran. ImFaDeD's got a siege tank in a pretty defensible position here. You don't want it as part of the wall, but putting it back to where Stalkers can't really hit it unless they're right here is nice. And the Marauders and the Marines are going to be absolutely terrifying to the Stalkers. Oh, it's a drop. ImFaDeD with the drop, actually following up with competent strategies. CrestForever's at, well, wait, hold on. Rocker's at 20 probes. I think the problem with the following probes was solved by the fact that they're all dead now, which is a pretty dark and grim solution. Yeah, now here's the thing. If you guys can work together in a 2v2, FaDeD and Castaway, if there were Marines here and there were Zerglings fighting, I think they handle these Stalkers pretty well. Additionally, maybe bring these guys along. These guys sitting here defending are not doing anything for you. See, and once the Lings are cleaned up, then the Marines come back, and they lose the medevac. I mean, they do. It doesn't run far enough away. Then the Marines are dead because they're outnumbered, and... Oh, are those Mutalisks? We got some Mutalisks, you guys. We have 3 Mutalisks now. We've got +1 flyer attack coming in. We're making 9 drones at a time to actually get up to a decent number of workers. Here from Castaway at 30 drones, which is actually more than anybody but CrestForever, who has a massive economy, but is also floating 2,500 minerals and 300 gas. So where is the army? Apparently it's 7 Archons and an Immortal. Where do we think those Archons are? I mean, that's not an Artosis Pylon, but it's like 2 Artosis Pylons, basically. I need to figure out where these other Archons are. Hold on. Oh, it's 1. Was I reading that as 7? Okay, that's not good. Army supply is not good. Here from CrestForever. Just, you need to warp in stuff. You're not supply blocked. So just always be making things. I like that we've got DT Blink. I like we have Storm coming in. I really do. Rocker's actually taking a 3rd base here, which seems entirely unnecessary. And yeah, this is what a Stalker army does when they go up against Marine Marauder tank. it gets obliterated. There is no chance for that to work at all. I appreciate that you try to get out of there as fast as you could. But Greater Spire. Okay. Alright, so Castaway has decided what he wants to do is 2-base Broodlord, which generally I do not recommend as a strategy, but at the lower levels, I feel like it's pretty viable. It can be pretty hard to deal with Broodlords at the lower levels here. Unless you have Tempest, unless you have Blink Stalkers, and you know how to blink underneath the Broodlords to kill them with your bonus damage versus armored targets, which is what Broodlords are, which makes them extremely vulnerable to that sort of thing. Crest taking a 4th base and a 5th base, and still... Okay, we're making some Archons. Making 4 Archons here. It's just really... a lot of the gas is going to upgrades, which I can appreciate. Upgrades are good. But it's Charge, and it's Blink, and it's 1-1, and it's Shields, and it's Storm, and DT Blink, and Extended Thermal Lance. I'd really love to see some Colossus get made. But the robotics facility is sitting empty. So, like, part of getting promoted here is just making stuff. Like, having a big army will take out a much smaller army, even if the much smaller army is a direct counter to it. That's kind of the trick of StarCraft, which is why they say macro is how you get out of the lower leagues. It's just by making a million things. Like, Mass Archon, not a good strategy versus Terran because they have EMPs and they have Marines. But I think if you want Mass Archon here and just maxed out on Archons, you would win against this 100 supply army of ImFaDeD. But if you are instead not maxed out, then things get a little bit more dicey. So here comes a Broodlord from Castaway. Castaway, if you're going to make Broodlords, I need you to make at least like 5. That's the minimum number before they're viable. 1 Broodlord doesn't do a lot for you. Like 1 Siege Tank can be pretty good, right? 1 Colossus can be pretty good. 1 Broodlord, no, not good at all. It just doesn't do as much damage as you need it to. And part of the reason it's so expensive and why you need so many is because it flies. Alright, so this is... Okay, unless there are storms here, this is going to be real... There it is! Okay, oh my gosh, the storm dodging from ImFaDeD, pretty good. That was not good. That was not a good one. DT's in the mix, causing problems. But working out in the end here for Team Captain America. And the attack, well, it continues moving a little bit. There's not much here, it turns out, for ImFaDeD. I love the fact that Castaway needs to make more Broodlords. I like that he has Corruptors, but there's nothing for them to do. Just some Broodlords right here with all of the money that you're sitting on right now, and you're going to have a good time. I love the tank on the low ground, bio on the high ground style stuff. Shield batteries being overcharged, but it doesn't really matter against Stim Marines and Marauders. It's going to, yeah, you're just going to run out of energy shield battery. Try overcharging that. Yeah, taking down a Warp Gate. He's got, oh, there we go. We're actually morphing in some good Broodlords here. That said, Rocker's making Void Rays, which the Voiders are going to be great against the Broodlords and the Corruptors. So I love that choice on the fly here for Rocker for sure. That's a really, really good idea. So the Broodlords are unopposed for the moment, at least until the Void Rays arrive. Which, did he make them over here? Oh, he made them over here. I'd recommend helping your teammate. Oh, and he follows it up with a nuke. A non-cloaked ghost pointing through the wall to nuke here. That's a pretty fun little animation there for sure. A lot of Broodlings are going to die. Oh, and CrestForever takes a nuke to the face. The good news for CrestForever is that he's got 3 other bases to work with. His production facilities are dying, though, but he's sitting on 3,700 minerals. So, I mean, at this point, what you probably want to be doing is just tossing up the pylons and gateways and robotics facilities and stuff at your other bases for sure. Meanwhile, the Void Rays from Rocker are not about base defense. They're here to destroy ImFaDeD. Just absolutely burning down his orbital command. There's nothing to stop this at all in the general area whatsoever. Everybody's over here. I don't think there are enough Marines anyway. So I think ImFaDeD is going to lose his main while at the same time... Hold on. You guys are attack moving, right? Oh, they're move commanding. Okay. Attack, like, do something. Stop dancing and chuck down some Broodlings. Denies an upgrade on that forge. I guess ImFaDeD decides that he's going to come for it. All right, so are we base racing is the question of the day. Ah, prismatic alignment means your corruptors are dead. That's what pressing that button means. Nicely done, Rocker. Prismatic alignment increases damage done to armored targets by like 6. It's so good. It is a massive increase in damage. Anything armored, every building, corruptors, broodlords, ultralisks, siege tanks, anything armored in the whole game takes that bonus damage, and then death. Death arrives. Look how fast these are, even without flux veins. Even without flux veins. Man, so Rocker taking some hits here. These are CrestForever probes. They thought they would find safety, but instead they only find death. So this is a problem for Team Captain America. They don't know about this. They don't know about this. They don't know about this. And they don't know about this. Oh, sorry. This. They're like, the Void Rays came out of nowhere. See, part of this is scouting, right? Part of this is recognizing where your opponent has set up here. I like that ImFaDeD has a base here, and he's taking a base to the bottom right. That's great. And I guess there is a wall separating, so it's not like it's easy to scout. I guess you have to go up and around. But still, you'd think somebody would peek over there and see what's going on. But I understand. You're busy trying to kill your opponent's bases, and you're busy trying maybe to defend your bases against Mass Void Ray. Mass Void Ray is one of those strategies that is just better in the lower leagues, right? Mass Void Ray, not super great at GM or at Pro, but against lower leagues, super good. Because they'll make Corruptors against Void Rays, and they will all die. The answer to this is actually Hydras. It's going to be Hydras, and it's going to be Parasitic Bomb. You have an Infestation Pit, make Vipers, right? And then toss a Parasitic, two Parasitic Bombs on this, and these will all die. Especially with some Hydra support. Hydra's playing base defense is really nice. Corruptors are not your answer here at all. The Void Ray is having a great time of it, and this is the problem. See, they think they've won. They think this is all there is.
Our allies' base is under attack.
Wait. Okay, they know this is here now. What is this? It's an Overlord. So they're going to come try to kill. This is interesting. This is actually turning into a legit base race. I love this hatch placement by Castaway. He's just sneaking hatches around. He's got 3,000 minerals. Y'all might as well. Oh, ImFaDeD scouted it with barracks. That's funny stuff. So it is going to come down to a final engagement between the Void Rays and this particular army, which, I'm going to be honest, there are not enough Marines to handle that many Void Rays. There are 21 Marines, and there are 21 Void Rays. Like, Marines trade exceptionally well against Voids, but not in a one-to-one scenario. Not even close. So if the Void Rays came and engaged here, they'd have a great time. Which, looks like they're making a beeline over here. So there we go. CrestForever loses one of his remaining bases. He's got one more down here with a lot of production facilities. He's got Archons, which, sure, I can support Archons. We talked about this. See, now look, though. It's just not enough Marines. I appreciate that you have some Marines here, but not enough. The Marauders and the tanks are useless against these Void Rays. I mean, the Archons are nice. They're absorbing some damage. They're dealing some damage. They do bonus versus biological, but there's just not enough here from ImFaDeD or Castaway. It's 18 and 17 supply for these guys. CrestForever is at 23, which is not fantastic at 18 minutes. But that's a GG. Like, I mean, yes, I understand that maybe you want to try to stay in here and make something happen, but ImFaDeD leaves the game entirely. Castaway is trying to get back up to spawning pool tech. All of his tech has been destroyed right now. He's got 3 hatches. CrestForever throws out the GG with a question mark? Apparently not. There we go. So Castaway taps out, and our winners today are CrestForever and Rocker with a combined 120 supply in a pretty intense finale there, I gotta say. Look how long it takes Void Rays. You know, if you turn on Prismatic Alignment, you do better against these larvae because they are armored. They have 10 armor, but bonus versus armored is pretty good. And there we go. He's out. All right, so pretty fun game. I gotta say, that was a lot of fun between these two players. Two teams. Resources lost 17,000 for CrestForever, 16,000 for ImFaDeD, and 10 and 14 for Rocker and Castaway, respectively. So, yeah, Castaway went for the early Ling play, but didn't get enough done with it. Did not show up with a scary number of speedlings with +1 attack at any given time. The Banelings were fairly well wasted, which is an issue, and then he just went into Corruptors and Broodlords after that, and, well, I mean, they did help destroy a base, which is nice. They killed CrestForever's main, but in a direct engagement against Mass Void Ray is just not going to have a good time. 2 Void Rays died, by the way. 2. That's pretty good, considering there are 21 on the field for CrestForever. So, yeah, I mean, maybe the lesson learned here is that the lower levels, Mass Void Ray is incredible, like, really good. Unless your opponent is Terran and has a lot of Marines, right? That's fantastic against this. What else do you want to do? It's just Marines, basically. You don't want to make battle cruisers because they get wiped out. Thors with their splash damage maybe is an answer. EMP can be pretty good on these dudes, too. But, yeah, Hydralisks and Parasitic Bomb if you're a Zerg player against the Voids. That can be hard to do with the lower levels, though. So, hoorah, I say, and that right there is going to be it from me. So, this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a brave noob world. Go ahead, again, send your replays to Snipermonkey. Go ahead, hit that like button, too, and hit that subscribe if you like what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.